I'm joined by Mike Stone, who is here from Leader Plus for the opening of our library. Mike, what did you think of the wee library?
I think it's marvellous, I really do. What struck me is the way that modern books, children's books, just invite you to open them up and to participate. They're so much more colourful, and I think it's a worthwhile project to get children learning to read and enjoying their reading.
I'm so glad that you like the project, because you're one of the people who has funded it. How is it that you've been involved in funding this project?
Well, I'd have to say that it's not my money. It's always easier to give other people's money away, but we've tried to use it as productively as possible as part of Leader Plus. And Leader is a European-wide project, and it's aimed at community development with a big emphasis on, communities taking initiatives and coming up with ideas that we can help them with by putting up some of the money towards it.
You'll have helped so many different projects over the last 3 years.
Yes, we have. Yes, a whole range of projects, and you'll know from your own experience that it ranges all the way from sophisticated IT projects to libraries here, but we've also done business ventures of one sort or another. We've helped as long as they are community based and run by communities.
Have you enjoyed being part of Leader Plus?
Oh, I've enjoyed it immensely, because it's hard work, because you really do have to do a lot of work on assessing the projects when they're put to you, and really asking hard questions about, do you think this is viable? Will the people be able to follow through on what they say they want to do? And is it going to be value for money, really, and money well spent?
What do you do when you're not working for Leader Plus?
I work for a lot of other voluntary groups. I'm a former chair of a community council. I work for a community development trust myself. In the past, I worked for Crew's Bereavement Care. I did counselling with them for 5 years. I worked for the Princess Royal Trust and so on. So yeah, I've involved myself quite widely since I took early retirement, which was from a university teaching, would you believe, community work.
Right. Oh, thank you very much, and thank you for sparing the time to talk to us today.
You're very welcome. I always enjoy coming to LUSS.
Thank you. Billy, this is a fabulous day for LUSS.
It really is. The weather's fabulous. It's a fabulous occasion for the Pilgrimage Centre, and I'm sure the mums and dads of the children of today and tomorrow will be most grateful for this library. Innovative in the real sense that we have a library here for the children 52 weeks of the year, where previously that wasn't the case. They had a library in school, but this here, with all the modern technology, computers, is absolutely wonderful. It's another first for the village of LUSS.
Thank you. While you're here, just tell us, what do you think about our flagpoles?
I think they're tremendous, and it gives it an international flavour, and that's what it's all about. Christian fellowship throughout the world is illustrated here by the flags of the nations of those who are fortunate to become our friends and come to LUSS.
This is a fabulous day for LUSS. I'm joined by Mary Hedderwick, who is a famous Scottish authoress and who has opened our library just a few moments ago. Mary, it's wonderful to have the opportunity of welcoming you to LUSS.
Thank you very much for having me, and it's been an exciting day for me too. What wonderful projects you've got going here. I'm learning by the minute of yet something else that LUSS can do that nowhere else can possibly do.
Tell us a wee bit about what you've been doing so far today.
Well, children came in from Aracher Primary and the LUSS primary children, and then I've been showing them how I do my work, and it's a bit like their work. I show them the roughs and the layout and having to write the story, in my best handwriting before the publisher ever sees it, and then the process of doing the layout for the book and the illustrations, and a lot of questions and answers. I get them to work too, but then they get a lovely story at the end of the session.
Did you introduce them to Katie Morag?
Yes, of course. Katie Morag. They all want to hear about Katie Morag.
How old is Katie Morag?
Katie Morag is maybe 7, but she's actually 25 years old.
And how did you think of Katie Morag?
Well, I was art trained and I'd been an illustrator for years, and it was actually a publisher that nudged me and said, why don't you try writing your own? And that's really how it started, and I never thought she would take off, but she did. It's quite bizarre. I've been in Singapore and Bangkok just about a fortnight ago, working in the international schools there, because they use the British curriculum. And it was just so strange doing that long journey and going into a classroom, and all on the walls were all the images of Katie Morag and her little island community, because they study geography, that's what they're doing, and remote communities.
And when you're not working, what do you do?
When I'm not working, I go and walk up hills or walk along the shore. That's what I do. I love walking.
And where is it that you do your walking?
On the island of Coll.
And because people watch this programme all over the world, tell us just a wee bit about where Coll is and what it's like.
Right. I will drive from here, and maybe about 2 hours later I'll get to Oban. That's the seaport. And then it's a 3-hour boat journey out to the island of Coll, which is 20 miles long and about 3 miles wide. 170 people, roughly, resident, 19 children in the primary school. A very small, isolated community, especially in the winter, because there's only a boat Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And we had terrible storms, well, everybody did on the west coast about a fortnight ago, so there was no boat for a week.
Thank goodness.
But I like that. An edge to life, it's called.
And you sit in a cottage there and write books?
Yes. Actually, at this precise moment, I'm sitting in a caravan because there is a house being built.
Wonderful.
And that is taking rather a long time. Well, every block of cement and whatever, all the materials have to come in on the boat. So it's a long project. But soon I hope to have a lovely studio with views over to Iona and Mull and Jura.
How many books have you written so far?
Well, the children's books, Katie Morag, that must be about 17 or 18. And then there are adult books. I write for grown-ups too, you know. I have to use bigger words for them. But I always have illustrations in my books.
And you always do the illustrations yourself?
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
You coming here today has been such a thrill for all of us in LUSS. Thank you very, very much indeed.
Well, thank you for inviting me.